Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Lostlegendstv. We are
Ready to MC.
And I'm Ray.
And I am James.
This video is brought to you by LazyGamer.org.
Mm-hmm.
Our good friend Steven has his website, and they pretty much tell y'all all about the news of the new games, retro games. They also do some comedy articles, so be sure to check them out.
Yeah.
Now, we are here reviewing The Last of Us 2.
Before we get into this, anybody who hasn't played the game, go play the game.
Spoiler.
We are doing spoilers. I don't need nobody, they ruined the game for, this is just in case you've already finished it and you want our opinion on it, alright? If you haven't played it, even if you just started it, put this on the back burner and come back to it later. We'll still be here. So what do we talk about first? Do we pick up from where we left off? Alright, so let's just pick up from, so we left off. It's been 6 years. 6 years since we had the Last of Us game.
Mm-hmm.
And we left off with Joel taking Ellie to Jackson.
Fireflies.
No.
Talking about beforehand.
Okay, yeah, the Firefly.
And now they got Jackson, which is a community.
And he said we never lied to her. And then it opens. And the visuals, if you've played this and you know, the visuals are so beautiful.
Fucking cinematic visuals in this game
are fucking amazing. And I also loved how it just transitioned so smoothly from cutscene to gameplay. Oh. It was hardly ever like, it went to black and it come back. No, it was most of the time it was talking cutscene and then she would just turn and then bam, run. But you just come back and Joel's telling Tommy the whole story in the first game. And Tommy basically tells him he doesn't know if he would do anything different if he was his position.
I mean, I wouldn't.
Me neither.
Personally, you know what I'm saying?
Not how long you spent with that girl. Like, you took her across country, you got to know this little girl.
That ain't your daughter, but that's your daughter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We
cut to him showing Ellie this beautiful song and him giving her a guitar so she can learn how to play the guitar.
That's a Pearl Jam song.
It was a Pearl Jam song. You looked it up. And then it cuts to 4 years later. And Ellie is much older. And she's doing patrols in Jackson.
Ellie's all grown up on us.
And if you've seen the original gameplay trailer that they released, there was a moment where a girl named Dina kissed her. And that's basically like what happened the night before this, where we got to. And the gameplay of this game is phenomenal.
The mechanics are
pretty good. Mechanics are like...
I like the added prone thing.
There's a lot of things they added were nice. Like when you go to the tool workshop, like the table or whatever, it used to be it would just pop up on there. Now it's like she grabs the fucking scope, mounts it onto the gun.
She turns the fucking light on.
Exactly. Just
lantern.
And like something that we kept saying throughout the entire time we played this game. It took us well over 2 weeks to finish because we both don't have the same schedules. So it took us so long to finish this game. But over us playing 25 hours with the gameplay, the one thing we consistently would say is the attention to detail was fucking amazing. I don't know if I've ever seen such attention to a game. Ever.
Like fucking after combat, dude. Like there would be blood under her nails and shit. Small shit like
blood
that.
on her sleeve. Oh my god! Even the dialogue when you shoot people. Sometimes it wasn't just always generic. There were several times I shot somebody. They either begged me to go ahead and end it, which I've never had before, or I've had someone beg in the game beg me not to kill them, but. All the extra stuff that they put into it.
Yeah, I agree. Like the AI in this game is realistic as fuck.
I would say it looks
like for the most part they acted and spoke in a mannerism that was exactly like I would do.
Yeah,
like they wouldn't say this motherfucker's name. Mateo.
Yeah, legit. Like they wasn't just like they got him. No, it was like they said a motherfucker's name or a woman's name, and it was just like it was crazy.
And they're smart because when you throw a fucking Molotov, they will not run into that. Like, if it missed them somehow...
The only ones that ran into it were the walkers, the runners, or whatever. Like, they would walk into it. But, like the other ones... If they saw somebody on fire, no. Yeah. They added a bunch of crazy stuff to this game that was really dope. Like we talked about, they added the prone system for you to do stuff.
Came in handy a lot.
It did. They added something just small that you could break windows and get into buildings.
Yeah.
There was several times in the first one I just wanted to get into this building, see what it was like, and then I couldn't. But on this one, break the window, get in there, go check it out. They added 3 different types of zombie or infected, and it just got worse each fucking time.
Oh yeah, we'll get to the good part on that one too.
So you got Ellie. She's supposed to go on a mission with Dina to check some trails. You stop at this at the log book or whatever. You talk about the kiss, and then you go into this little town, and you see like this infected character, this moose, and
it was non-win that shit too.
It's fucking insane, and like I love even though it was really gory, like the stealth kills and all that stuff, like. Ellie would legit stab her knife in their throat and just fucking cut. It was
fucking brutal.
They introduced new characters and a whole different storyline into the game that I wasn't expecting.
A lot of new characters.
The main person they added into it was Abby.
Yeah, I guess it's time to talk about Abby.
So, it just pauses up and it says this woman, this man are talking or whatever, and then you learn the names are Abby and Owen. Mm-hmm. And they're looking for somebody. First time I heard that, I immediately thought it was Joel. But my suspicions went away whenever she ran into Joel and didn't immediately start, like, wanting to attack him. So I was like, okay, so maybe it's not Joel.
Yeah, because you ran into that fucking horde.
Like, whenever I was into it, like, I walked up, I was about to try to stealth kill a runner, and there was another one across. Oh, shoot. So I turned around, and there was, like, 2 behind me, and then there was another 2 over there. Shit, I just took off with the first path I could take.
You had to dip.
It was insane. Then Abby gets saved by Joel. And she takes Joel and Tommy back to her base, wherever her people are. And Joel and Tommy are being nice and everything, and then they say their names, and
that's where the
crazy shit starts.
That's where the adrenaline in us gamers started.
Mm. So Joel's like, "You act like you've heard of us before," and then he turns, and Abby's like, "That's because they have." And she shoots him in the fucking leg. Oh my god, that was so fucking hard to sit through.
Yeah, this is tough to talk about here.
Bro. Because I, as soon as everybody got quiet after he said that shit, I immediately was like, no. Yeah, like fucking no. And then when it switched back to Ellie after, like, because they tourniqueted his leg and she hit him in the head with the fucking golf club. And I was just like, okay, look, I'm getting there. I'm killing everybody I fucking can. There ain't no way this is happening right now. You know what I mean? And as soon as you get down there, nothing you can do. Dude knocks the fucking gun out of your hand, puts you on the ground. You cut one guy, and then just Ellie begging, pleading for Abby not to kill Joel. Like, the fucking, like, you can hear it in her voice how fucking sad she was when this shit was happening. And
fucking heartbreaking, man.
Originally, I thought it was because of, like, her last encounter with Joel, because we talked about that shit, because the way they set it up in the game was the last time she talked to Joel was whenever that Seth dude, like, he came and pushed Seth because Seth called her a dyke because her and Dina kissed.
He wasn't having that shit. But Joel wasn't having that shit.
No, Joel was not having that shit.
Joel was not fucking around with that man.
Just like her begging and pleading, and Abby still swinging and killing Joel.
Dude, like, what made it eerie for me is not only we had to deal with the death of Joel, like, in that moment. Mm-hmm. The last fucking swing, when it gave that ear-ringing sound, I was like, oh my god.
Bro, if you see the fucking club, it had brain matter on it. Like,
cause like that's why I envision if somebody hit me like that, I would hear that shit and then I would die.
And then after a while in the game, they actually brought us back and made us play as Abby to like learn her story, which I'll get to that in a second. But I felt in a way it was because they were trying to make us like learn her story and see her from her perspective. But it was to the point where I didn't care about the people with her.
Yeah, at that moment, you just wanted to kill every last one of them motherfuckers.
Yeah, like at that exact moment, I wanted everyone dead. But after a while, I at least grew to care somewhat about Abby and a few of the people.
Yeah.
But there was three people specifically that like I did not give a damn about. Not even the slightest little fuck. First was Owen, because Owen, like throughout the rest of the story, he's kind of a dick. He has a child with a girl, and he's not really doing anything about it. You know what I mean?
He was hoeing around.
He was just being a little hoe. Nora, because she said some disrespectful shit about Joel to Ellie's face, and I couldn't have that. And the one person I was so glad that he fucking died was Manny.
Fucking Manny. Fuck you, Manny.
Fuck Manny. And it's not even... Because, like, if he hadn't done this one thing, I probably would have thought Manny's a straight guy or whatever. He legit, after Joel was dead, looked over him and said, "Rest in hell, puto." Spit on his fucking body. And at that moment, I did not give a fuck. Manny was going to die. I'm a little upset that Tommy took the kill away from me, but I'm glad he died.
Props to Tommy, though.
Props to Tommy. But, and I didn't talk about it because I was trying to get to the Joel death thing, but Dina and Ellie had sex at one point in the game.
Yeah.
They became a couple. Dina comforted Ellie after Joel's death, and they decided that
they're going to be together.
They were going to be together, and Ellie and Tommy decided that they were going to try and hunt down these people, and Tommy left before Ellie could do anything about it. So
we're basically looking for Tommy and Abby at the same time.
But we don't know that's her name as Ellie, even though we do. And like it took 3 days in Seattle, which was about it probably wasn't, but it felt like it was like 8 to 10 hours worth of gameplay just for the 3 days in Seattle. And we tracked down a bunch of people. A few of them already died. We did kill the guy who, like, we cut his mouth. They were about to kill Joel. Dina tells you that she's pregnant, which was obviously Jesse's, which we didn't talk about Jesse. Jesse actually was a really important character in this game.
Jesse was straight. Jesse was cool as shit.
There's so much to do in this game. There's so much to talk about. It's hard to just put it all down into like specifics.
Yeah, if we was to break everything down, this would be a fucking 5-hour video.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to. I know it makes it like I'm rushing stuff, but I'm just basically trying to get to the big points, and then if something else pops in my head, I'm just gonna go back to it and talk about it. But like once you find out Dina's pregnant, you basically don't want her going anywhere. She just basically stays at this one place y'all found, which was like a little
like a theater.
And then when she because whenever they were after they had sex, they were trying to talk to each other about like traumatic injuries that happened to them. And like Dina had one where like she fell off a skateboard and landed on her knife, and she had a scar on her side. And then Ellie told her honestly about, because she said that the mark on her arm was chemical burns, but it was actually from her being bitten, and it was an infection bite. But she
was covered with her tattoo.
Yeah, she covered it with a tattoo.
She didn't believe it.
She didn't believe it, but then right before Dina told her she was pregnant, Ellie's mask got broken in some spores, and then Dina was about to take her mask off and give it to Ellie, and Ellie had to like tell her again, like, look, no, this is a bite mark.
I'm not bullshitting.
Look at me. I'm not coughing or anything. I'm good.
I mean, after they're stationed at the theater, you basically find clues which lead you to where Abby is. Mm-hmm. And then, well, I'll get to that later. It's too soon.
You find Jesse, who you thought was Tommy because he was killing a bunch of people. You also find this group called the Scars. You find out that Abby and Owen and all of them are part of a group called the WLF, but they call themselves Wolves. They basically were fireflies that jumped in this foundation or whatever, and they had a war with the Scars. Scars were basically religious, like a religious cult in a way, and they had a whistling technique that they used so that they could alert each other about stuff.
Yep. And they use that shit consistently.
Oh, the melee kills were fucking gruesome. Like, I bashed a bitch's brains in.
Bro, the first time you hit that motherfucker with that pump shot.
Yeah, like, I blew a
brains on the fucking wall.
On the wall. Like, I tried to save a video of it, and it would not allow me to save the video. I don't know what was going on my PS4, but it would not allow me to save videos, and it pissed me off so much.
Like, the amount of violence and gore in this game, like, it's really surprised me that... Because what was the rating on this game?
It was... I don't know. Not by heart. I wouldn't have expected some of the shit to happen.
I mean, because it gets... I mean, besides that, you see some shit.
Yeah.
You know? We'll get to that, too.
So... Like, you basically track down people. Jesse comes with you, and then we found Nora.
Yeah, we found Nora.
Nora basically said that Joel got everything he fucking deserved, and at the time, I did not want to hear that shit. So she gets caught in some spores, and I'm like, all right, so I'm not dying. You can tell I'm not dying. So you're gonna tell me where Abby is, or and I can make this quick for you. She didn't want to tell me, so I beat her brains in, and then finally she told me.
Yeah, because she goes back to the fucking theater.
Yeah.
With Dina. She talks about it vaguely.
Mm-hmm.
I made her talk. What you said.
Dina was like is a ride or die chick in this game. Like, she did so much for Ellie. She was helpful in a lot of situations. Jesse was also pretty helpful.
That's what I like about the companion AI. Like, you was with, like, for most of the time, they put in some work for you. You know what I'm saying? For real.
For the most part. There were dogs that were going to attack you, and that was, like, they could smell your scent. And, God, I had to kill so many fucking dogs just to survive. Okay, so, like, they introduced 3 new types of zombies. They introduced shamblers, which were freaky as fuck when you first see them. Like, they're really grotesque looking, and they basically, like, shoot, like, spores off their backs and shit if, like, they die or if you get too close to them.
They're fucking large and bubbly.
Exactly, and they're
massive.
Massive.
They're some tough sons of bitches. Because, yeah, the first time you see them was in the fucking flashback, huh?
Mm-mm.
No?
That was a bloater.
That was a bloater.
That was a bloater. The first time you seen it was when it was up on that grate and that it was down there killing those fucking wolf soldiers or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
This is when it was before Dina said she was pregnant. But she tells you where Abby is, and it's at the aquarium. You go to the aquarium, get in there, and you have to kill a dog, and then
Alice.
We found out her name was Alice. And then you find Mel, which is Owen's girlfriend who's pregnant with his child, and Owen. And you're trying to find out where Abby is, and Mel doesn't. She's going to tell you, but Owen doesn't want you to know. And then I think, did we shoot Owen?
Yeah, we shot Owen. We fucking stabbed Mel.
Yeah, stabbed Mel. We didn't know she was... Well, Ellie didn't know she was pregnant. We knew she was pregnant. And then once that happens, Tommy shows up. And he brings you back to where you was. And you wake up next to Dina. And Tommy and Jesse are just, like, making these plans in this, like, little theater area. And you start walking out with Jesse, and then... Bam! He gets shot in the head and Jesse's dead.
Yep.
And then Tommy's on the ground. And Abby's there. And
Tommy gets a headshot.
Way died at that point. But yeah, he did get a headshot. And then right after that, it just cut back to Abby, and then now we're learning Abby's story.
And it's very important that you remember the part about us killing Mel and Owen.
Yes.
Because we will come back to that.
So... Abby, like, it showed her how everything happened after that. It showed some flashbacks with her and her dad. So it turns out that the doctor that Joel killed in the end of the first one, when he was about to do surgery on Ellie, was Abby's father.
Abby's fucking father.
Which is why she was so hell-bent on killing Joel. And we both agreed we could understand that. I don't know about how she did it and some of the people, how they acted about it, but I can understand because I would probably have done the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know. But
it's one of those things, man, like, you have two people with fucking vendettas, right? Mm-hmm. Because if you looked at the contrast and the comparison of Ellie and Abby,
it's not too much different.
They're very fucking similar. I mean, almost identical.
They're both literally going to get vengeance for a father figure.
Mm-hmm. Whereas, Ellie came from a standpoint where it was, you didn't have a lot of resources and you had to build that shit and you had to build up to what you have. Versus Abby, who lives in stays at this fucking military base, basically.
It's so decked out. Like, they have shooting ranges and all this shit.
So the worlds are completely different. But them, they're almost the same, in that aspect. They do that very well.
But, so, that's why Abby was so hell-bent on killing Joel. And then she finds these couple scars. Which were Yara and Lev. And she didn't find them on her own. What happened was she was going somewhere and got captured by some scars. And Yara just happened to come save her. Not before she got her fucking arm broken, though. And I don't mean just like somebody grabbed her arm and...
No, fucking hammered.
Fucking hammered her arm down. And then...
Yeah, they was fucking hanging Abby.
They were hanging Abby. They were about to disembowel her. And then you see an arrow go through somebody's head. And then another arrow. And then you choke this bitch out that was going to cut you. And Yara just hits her in the head with the back end of a fucking hammer. And that shit was fucking brutal. And then this little kid, Lev, comes out. Head shaven. Bow and arrow. And you find out so much about them. They used to be scars. Well, Seraphites is what they call themselves.
Yeah, Seraphites.
And they got kicked out because Lev decided to cut his hair.
Which was a no-no in that religion.
Yeah,
and it's so fucking weird, like the way
there was so much weird about the thing. They called him Lily,
and he was supposed to be a wife to the elder.
To an elder, yeah. And I think he told Yara something about, because she said something about how he felt inside, and I feel like even though it might not be, I might be reaching, it might have been him trying to open up and say, like, try to come out to his sister or whatever.
To me, that makes sense. I agree with you 100%.
So there was so much with Lev, and you start growing to, like, care about Lev and Yara.
That's what I like. Like, even though, going from Ellie to, fucking hating Abby, like, you learn, and the more you play as Abby, the more you
learn about
characterize with her and the fucking character she's with.
Because the first thing I said when they made us play as Abby again was, like, I don't want to fucking do this.
Yeah.
At all. I was so dead set against it, but, like, they made me start caring about certain people. Not the ones I told you that I hated. Like, fuck those guys. Fuck them. Yeah. Fuck them all. But, like, I cared about Lev. I cared about Yara. We had to go get Yara some surgical supplies because we needed to cut her arm off, and because it was compartmentalization.
Yeah, had to amputate.
Had to amputate that shit. But we didn't go do that until afterwards, because the whole reason we were going anywhere was to go to the aquarium to find Owen, because Owen had shot a fellow wolf soldier.
And he's AWOL.
And he went AWOL. And Isaac, the leader of the wolves, was basically not going to go look for him. He was just going to let him go. Not even let him go in the sense of he's free. I don't care about him right now.
Yeah, fuck him.
I'm trying to kill these fucking scars. He was so dead set on killing every one of the last scars. But so you go find Owen. He's drunk off his ass. He tells you he's got a plan to go to Santa Barbara because he heard there are firefighters there. And they started arguing and cussing each other out and all this other shit, and then they fucked. And I don't mean like it led up to like, because like with Ellie and Dina, it just led up. Like they were making out And then
Fade to black.
Fade to black. This one, no, they did not fucking do it. No. Like, they took off shirts. You saw Abby's titties. And then she got turned around, and Owen started hitting it from the back. Like, he got a few strokes in before they finally cut it to black. It wasn't just one and then, nope. He did a few strokes. Like, it was weird. I wasn't expecting that shit.
Oh, what the fuck?
Like, I was expecting the sex scene. Like, not even like the sex scene but that they were gonna have sex, because I could tell it in their tone. Even though they were angry at each other, the shit they were doing seemed like some people that were like arguing and they were gonna have angry sex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, he grabbed her hair. Like, okay, yeah, they're about to have sex. As soon as that happened, and I did not expect them to declothe Abby, and then also not to turn her around. Like, they didn't show her ass or anything, or his dick, anything like that. But you knew,
she got the shaft.
It was just so fucking great. And then she has this weird dream. She had like several weird dreams.
And she has a dream about Yara and Lev
just being hung. So she went to go find them. That's why we brought them back, and we cut off Yara's arm. And then,
and that was a journey.
That was a hell of a journey.
Especially on the fucking way back with Lev.
Yeah. And then, and Lev was a G. Lev was a motherfucking G with that bow and arrow. Like.
Because that's when, like, we had to deal with those fucking stalkers and shit.
That's the next type of zombie type.
Oh, and these motherfuckers were all on the wall.
Yeah. These stalkers were fucking this out. Like, they would hide around corners and just jump out at you. And then they were literally stuck to the wall and they would just pop out.
This game had a lot of good jump scares.
A lot.
Very good jump scares.
I hated that Abby had way better guns, but I understand why she did, because where she come from. But to be fair, a couple of the guns she just found out in the open. Like, why couldn't I find that shit with Ellie? Abby had a fucking flamethrower.
You know?
You know what I mean? And a hunting pistol that was basically a one-shot, one-kill to anybody. And then it had an upgrade on the gun that said extra damage. What is that for? Who am I shooting to kill with that shit? I literally shot somebody in the foot and they bled to death. It blew their fucking leg off and he bled to death.
Definitely you go to.
So I was like, yeah, I'm using this gun. But there was, oh my God, there was so much. And then, like, Lev freaks out. Mel finds out that you had sex with Owen. You had to deal with that awkward. Well, I don't even know if she found out. But she was so dead set against Abby coming with them to Santa Barbara.
Yeah, I think she knew.
She had to, at least somehow.
Because she came at Abby like fucking sideways.
Because the last time they talked, they were good. They were straight.
Then Mel's like, Abby, you're a piece of shit. I always have been. You know, walks away. You know what I'm
saying? Okay. I mean, I agree. Abby did some shady shit. And Owen comes up to Abby afterwards and was like, we can make this work. And he was trying to set it up to have...
Basically, I agree. Owen was a piece of shit.
Yeah. And then...
He just wanted to fuck both of them. That's all it was.
Fucking Liv takes off because he wants to go see his mom. And Yara's telling you, like, hey, she's a devout, like, religious person in that cult.
And she will
fuck him up for him fucking up. And you have to get to this little island, and they're deep. I mean, deep as a mother. Like, there's so much to explore, and there are so many fucking enemies in a lot of areas. Mm-hmm. And, like, there's a lot of different ways you can kill them and go at it. Like, with Ellie, I could craft fucking explosive arrows, and those came in clutch. And then just, you get there, you find Lev, and he's just sitting in a corner crying.
With her fucking, his mama.
His mom dead.
Dead.
Because she came at him. And she was trying to kill him. So he killed her. And now we gotta get off this fucking island.
What you gonna do?
Yeah. Like, he had to. Like, there's no other option. Like, don't let that bitch kill you over some shit like that.
Oh, yeah, and when you get on the island, the wolves have invaded this fucking
They're
island.
on their way, basically. Like, you can see
about a fucking war zone in this
Oh, it was the craziest shit ever.
Everything's on fucking fire.
Because
Jesus.
They'd already thought that you had gone AWOL because you went to go help Owen. And when you're on like there's one point like you come through this door and they shoot Yara and she's laying on the ground and Isaac walks up and he's asking what the fuck you doing because he's like you're protecting Lev because you've like Lev is like a cool ass motherfucking kid and
why the fuck you protecting the enemy?
Yeah, like he's like basically you move you kill me and like Abby said some G shit. She was like
I ain't fucking moving.
Yeah, I'm not moving, so you just got to shoot me. And Isaac hesitates, and then Yara, from the like brink of death, pulls out her fucking pistol, one armed, shoots Isaac like 3 or 4 times, and then everyone behind Isaac unloads their clips in that bitch. Instead of shooting everyone, they just shot fucking Yara, so she's definitely dead. Then you have to go through all these fucking wolf soldiers, and then fire like the wolves are like they've torched this fucking island. Like it's everything's on fire.
Every fucking thing's on fire.
Like we got a horse and we're just fucking like we're going through battles. Like there's people like on each side shooting at each other.
You shooting, Lev shooting on the back.
Like it's just like it's insane. And then you come up to this one guy who was fucking ridiculously hard to kill. Like a big motherfucker with a fucking pickaxe.
He had to been on some shit, bro.
Cause like I didn't have no guns. I couldn't shoot him. So I'm just like dodging knife. Like that's all I could do. And then like I fucking stabbed a knife through his fucking jaw. And then he kept coming at me.
He didn't give a fuck.
Like legit. And I had to like grab his jawline and then fucking stab him with an arrow. Cause I'd lost my knife. So I had to stab this man with an arrow in the fucking face and head and neck until he finally died. It was so much. And I just realized I passed up one of the fucking craziest zombies, the fucking hospital one.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what it's called. When we went to the hospital to get that shit for Yara, like you go into this back area and you hear a loud ass sound. You're like, what the fuck is that? And you come back to the room and you know some shit's going down. I just felt like some shit was going down. And I get into the fucking ambulance because they told me, Nora told something about check ambulances. They'll probably have what you need. I checked it, and then you hear some like loud stepping. It's like, oh, she's at a bloater or something.
Yeah. Nope.
Abby turns around, and it's this huge, oh my god, this huge formation of a bunch of infected together in a huge blob formation fucking monster. God, I have never fucking jumped so hard.
It was fucking life-changing.
Dude, because I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting a normal fucking, like, even a bloater. I would have freaked out if I saw a bloater because those things are hard to beat and they run. But this motherfucker was insane.
Yeah, because you had this big motherfucker and here he had a fucking infected head. And even after you killed that motherfucker, these other motherfuckers ripped apart from itself. Then you had to go chase them down and get to the exit.
Yeah. It was insane. It was definitely the hardest, like one of the hardest parts in the game for me.
I never saw that coming.
And then we finally get back to where we were at, and Lev takes Abby takes Lev because they found Owen and Mel dead, and they found the map that Ellie had left after she like freaked out because she freaked out because she killed Mel and she didn't know she was pregnant, and like the scars on her back were fucking insane. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, so that's where Ellie fucked up. She left the fucking map.
Yeah,
and Abby could trace her back to the theater.
She gets there, and Ellie tells her like, "There's no reason for you to kill Tommy. I know why you killed Joel. I could have saved us. It's my fault. I'm the one you want." And she was like, "We let you live, and you fucking wasted it." And Tommy like knocks the gun out of her hand, and then Lev shoots him in the back of the leg, and then Abby grabs the gun and shoots Tommy in the back of the head. Mm-hmm. And then I can't remember what happened to Lev right there because I know he was still alive. Did he get knocked down or something?
I think he was dipped. Not really dipped, but stayed back because you started running out there.
Yeah, and then it made us play as Abby chasing Ellie, and I was like, please let me switch because it felt like this was the end. And I did not want to kill Ellie at all. Like, I did start to care a little bit about Abby. I swear I did. But if it was Abby or Ellie to die, it was going to be Abby. and they made me play as Abby the whole time. And like I'm just beating the fuck out of Ellie. Like I mean, she said it. She said some crazy traps. She was hard to. You couldn't just go straight at the bit. But like if I landed a hit, I knocked the shit out of that Ellie. And basically, you're about to kill Ellie, and then Dina comes out, and she starts fighting, and then Abby grabs her and slams her fucking head into the concrete. And then lifts her head up and goes to slit her throat. And Ellie's just like, please don't. She has nothing to do with this. And she's like, she's pregnant. And Abby's like, good. And was let her slice her throat. And then Lev stopped her.
That fucking close, dude.
And Abby was just like, if I see you again, I'm going to kill you. And I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
And then she just walked away.
And she walked away. I was like, bro, this better not be the end of the game. And then it cuts to Ellie on this little farm, at this little farm with Dina.
The baby's there
The
now.
baby's there, and they've built a life.
Beautiful.
Beautiful ass, like, little farmhouse. They have goats and shit. And then Ellie freaks out. A goat hits the little thing and it falls, and it makes her think about Joel getting hit in the head. And then she fucking freaks out and has this dream of her running, chasing down the steps to Joel, the door that had Joel in it. And he's just screaming for Ellie at the top of his lungs. Like, please help me. Like, oh my God. It was so and then she's holding the baby, just fucking freaking out, like hardcore. And Dina has to calm her down, take the baby from her. And then she goes hunting. And she comes back, like, it was like, this is the next day. She comes back and somebody's there. And I was like, what the fuck is this shit? And it's Tommy.
Fucking Tommy.
Tommy somehow survived that fucking shot. Like, he has a mark on his eye. Like, his eye is, like, scarred up and everything. And he basically, he comes over to see the baby, says what's up, tells him that him and Maria are separating. And then he hits you with, so I've heard stories about this girl with this boy with scars on his mouth. And they're in Santa Barbara. And Dina was like, we're not doing that. Like, we're just not doing that. And Tommy, like, starts trying to get Ellie to do it. Ellie's she's freaking out. She's, like, having, like, this really traumatic experience with this shit.
Tommy got pissed the fuck
he got
off.
hella pissed. Called her a joke. And then left, and Dina cussed him the fuck out. And then Ellie, she has a dream, and then just decides that she can't just let Abby live. So she has to go search her down.
Again.
And Dina tries her damnedest to stop her. Like, she starts off subtly, and then she just straight out tells her, like, you don't need to go, and all this. And she said she couldn't fucking do this shit if Ellie wanted to do it, but Ellie was gonna go. And
then they gave her ultimatum.
Yeah, and Ellie still said, I gotta go. Because she said she couldn't sleep. She kept dreaming about Joel. And, like, it was just, like, fucking horrific for her. Like, it was like, she woke up, like, one part when we was playing as her, and she was just, like...
Yeah, I mean, she couldn't get past it.
She could not get past that shit. And then it cuts to Abby and Lev, and it's like, Lev's got hair now, and...
you can tell it's months, a few months afterwards.
Yeah, and then they're looking for fireflies in Santa Barbara. And they get to this one house, what they thought it was. They get in there, they find this little radio, and they keep calling people. They're like, no one's answering. And then finally somebody answers. And they tell them, like they're fireflies, and, like, it's all, like, we'll meet you at this one location. Like, okay, cool, we will meet you. They go outside. As soon as they get outside, they get ambushed by these guys called the Rattlers.
Yep.
And they basically captured Abby and Lev, and we're going to take them to this resort and basically make them slaves.
Straight up slaves.
Straight up slaves. Like, not even, like, they were going to do a bunch of work for these people, and that was it. Ellie gets there. She runs into two of the guys who captured Abby, and
Ellie gets trapped.
Lev. And Ellie gets trapped, and she slams her side onto this tree with this branch sticking out, and she's just gushing blood now. And she wakes up, blood dripping down her side, and they cut her down.
She's a fucking G about what she said.
She's a fucking G. And, like, because, like, they also had a clicker strung up. And this dude that was with her almost got bit. He started freaking out. And she just started laughing. And he's like, what you laughing about? It looks like you shit your pants. And she's like, what did you say to me? He's like,
what a little bitch.
What a little bitch. So he comes at her and he's like trying to push her to the fucking wall, to the fucking clicker. And Ellie just slings him into it and then stands behind the clicker and holds it, lets the old dude waste his ammo. And then she takes this dude who has a silenced submachine gun, which was dope to have, shot him in the leg. And he starts talking about how she got a bite in her hand. And this is like a small ass bite. Like, it's a bite, but this is also Ellie. We know she's immune. Like, but multiple people pointing that shit out. Like, it was a little small little thing right here. But he basically tells Ellie that, like, if you don't kill me, I'll tell you exactly where Abby is. And, like, they're at this resort and blah, 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 all this shit. So Ellie kills him right afterwards. Fuck that motherfucker. She gets there, and there's so many fucking rattlers. There were so many. Those, like, explosive arrows came in handy during this mission.
For some reason, they kept the infected chained up in this fucking pole.
And they were basically taunting these motherfuckers.
What the fuck?
Exactly. It was insane. And, like, they're taunting them and shit. And then you go through this house, and there's so many people. Like, there were so many motherfucking people you had to go through. Thank God there was so much ammo there. And then you finally get to these last 7 people, like, and there's this door, you get through it, and this woman has a bat, she hits you in the fucking side, but it has the stitches, so now your stitches are bleeding again, and you knock her back into the cage where all these fucking prisoners be held, and they choke her ass to death, take her keys, grab all the guns, they better dip, because they better start a revolution. Yeah. And you just like, hold on. Where's Abby? And, like, they thought you were infected because you got a bite in your hand, which, again... How the fuck did y'all see that bite? But
because Ellie's got scars like a motherfucking ass. You see that little tiny ass?
Like, the first thing I'd have seen on her when I walk up is the fact that her entire left side has blood all over it. Or her entire right side. But yeah, it was her right side. It's blood everywhere, right here, all the way down. And they noticed the fucking bite on the left hand. Like, what? But, like, one dude tells her, like, they're on the pillars... she's on the pillars. You'll know her when you see her. And you get out there, and Ellie is just limping, and you can hear like the explosions and fighting going behind you and shit. Then I set this motherfucker on fire too. And then you get to these pillars, and you see her strung up. She looks so much different. Abby did.
She's skinny as fuck, haircut.
Yeah, because she had like a long ass ponytail and shit, and now it's just like this little short ass haircut. And she's asking for help, and she sees Ellie, she's like, "It's you," and you cut her down, and then. She goes and gets Lev down. I didn't even see Lev until
I didn't fucking notice him.
And then she's like, there's boats over this way. So you follow her, and there's 2 boats. And she puts Lev in one. And she's about to get in one, you're about to get in one. And then Ellie has this, like, she looks down, like, at her stitches, puts her hand on it, and there's blood on her hand, and she hits this flashback to Joel just lying there, bleeding to death. And she's like, I can't let you go. And Abby's like, I'm not going to fight you. And like, she just fucking grabs Abby and throws her to the fucking ground, kicks her in the stomach. And Abby's like, I'm not going to fucking fight you. And she puts a knife to fucking Lev's throat. Because Lev is fucking... Like, he's alive, but he's barely fucking there. And she's like,
you're going to fucking
fight me. So Abby fights her. Which is... It was, in a way, it was sort of an unfair fight. Because Ellie fought with a knife the whole time. Yeah. So, like, I'm cutting Abby's up. And... we're going back and forth and shit, and then finally, I'm trying to drown her. She bit off Ellie's, like, 2 fingers right here, and then finally you just drown her, and it was like, she's about to die. Like, it didn't even let me, like, press square to, like, drown her ass. She's just drowning, and then Ellie has this little quick flash of Joel playing the guitar, sitting on the porch, and she stops. She just stops right there. And then she just sits down in the fucking water. Like, it wasn't deep-ass water, but she was sitting down in the water, legs crossed, crying. And she tells Abby, just fucking go. Just go. And Abby...
Bro, that pissed me off so much. I ain't gonna lie.
Abby fucking left. But here's the thing that would have pissed me off, because I said that shit. What would have pissed me off is if Abby, after she told Abby to go, if Abby had just turned around and, like, had a gun and just shot her, I would have probably thrown my controller. Because there were so many fucking times that Ellie could have killed Abby. So many times. If I'd have played as Ellie in the fucking theater, I'd have killed Abby right then. I'd have done it.
Yeah, so many chances.
So many chances. Like, whenever they're walking back to the boats, she could have shot her right then. She could have shot her before she took Lev down. She could have done all this. I have a fucking silenced submachine gun that had at least some ammo in it. And, like, she had all these opportunities and she didn't do it. And then Abby and Lev go away. And then it cuts to Ellie going back to the farmhouse. And Dina took everything away. And, like literally, there's nothing in any of the rooms. And you finally open one door, and all of Ellie's shit is in this one room.
Yep.
Her records, her guitar, her books, all this shit in one room. There's no notes or nothing either. So I looked in some of the rooms, and I didn't see no notes or nothing. And
assuming she went back to Jackson.
We're assuming she went back to Jackson because they didn't really give us any clues to it. Ellie goes and plays the guitar for a little minute, and then she puts it down and she walks out. And it cuts to the last time her and Joel talked to each other, which is right after the pushing and shit.
I will say the last 2 hours of the gameplay, I didn't like at all. But with the memory that we're about to explain, I can live with that.
Yeah.
It made it okay.
Like I almost teared up. I could feel it. I could feel it. She comes over there and she just tells him like he was in the wrong for pushing Seth and that he needs to stop pressuring Jesse about his patrols and shit.
And he says okay.
And he says okay, and he's just like, is Dina your girlfriend? Because you could tell that she had not said anything like this to Joel. Because the only time that the gamer knows that, the only reason the gamer knows is if you played the Left Behind version from the last one. And you find out that she had an actual girlfriend and shit. Because it just said her friend. But, like, she was clearly into women. And, like, I don't think Joel knew that. So whenever old dude said that, I think he would just had a visceral reaction. Because, like, he cared about Ellie. And he was not going to let Seth say anything derogatory
Seth
to fucking
up.
Ellie.
He was like his ass.
Joe was about to beat the fuck out of Seth. He needs to thank Ellie that Ellie stopped that motherfucker from what she did. But he's talking to her and she's like, I don't know, like you obviously like her. He's like, I don't know what her intentions are, but she'd be damn lucky to have you. And then she just calls him an asshole. And then she's like, I was supposed to fucking die in that hospital. I would have died. My life would have fucking mattered. And like, Joel's like, if the Lord gave me another chance to do that shit, I would do it all over again. And she says, I know, but I don't think I can ever forgive you for that. And she's tearing up, but she was like, but
she says the words.
I want to try.
Fucking Joel starts tearing up.
Yeah. So so it turns out the reason that she was so adamant about killing Abby was not because Abby just killed Joel and like her last thing she said it wasn't a falling out. It's because they were actually on the mend after all this shit. Because there's so many cutscenes where like she finally figures out, like she went to the hospital, she figured out that Joel lied and told her like straight up, you better tell me the truth right now or you'll never fucking see me again. And he told her the truth that she went back to Jackson, but she did not want to have anything to do with Joel.
And it took years.
It took years, and finally, she was finally in the right space that she's like, you know what? I think we can get past this. And then he fucking got killed. And that was the reason. And I think that was why she was conflicted, because at least she knew they were going to be on the mend.
Yeah.
And I think that she knew that Joel wanted her to kill Abby when Abby was trying to take care of someone like how Joel took care of her.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I can think of as to why that happened.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was trying to say. Like, it's like a mirror image.
Yes.
You know? But the hardest thing about this is we have to say goodbye to Joel.
Yeah. Lost a lot of characters in this. I thought we were going to lose Tommy, too. We got Tommy
I thought we lost Tommy, man.
I thought we were going to lose Dina at one point.
I think my favorite part of the game was
the flashback. The first flashback
of the dinosaur.
Museum. That was so emotional because like it just shows you like one of the best days they'd ever had. Like, it was her birthday. He took her to this dinosaur exhibit. Took her to this place that had, like, a little space theme.
Yeah,
shit.
she's crazy about space.
And, like, there was a little astronaut thing. She got into it. And he somehow found a fucking tape of a mission of them just, like, counting down and shit for her to listen to in her cassette player. And just the depths of love that he had to go through just to find that shit for her. That shit was, like, bro, that tugged right at my heart.
So Ellie walks off, and like you're not sure what she does. I mean, we can only assume she'll go back to Jackson, but
I'm going with what Josh was saying, and I think that they're going to do a part 3 eventually. I don't know if they're going to put Abby back in it or what.
I feel like Abby's story's done.
I think it is too, but I feel like they're going to do something. Like, maybe like the
maybe Dina's baby, maybe.
No, I feel like what they're gonna do is they're gonna there's gonna be like a DLC for Abby and Lev.
That'd be dope.
Yeah. Overall, I really, really, really like this game.
That was dope, man. Like, we're not even. I mean, our toes in the water. We ain't dived in like shit. Like I said, we had 25 hours of gameplay, and we covered like what?
We covered a lot, but like, there's so much we didn't.
I'm like there's so many backstories, so many like not really. I wouldn't say side missions, but like little intervals that contribute to the main part of the story.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we did hit a lot of the big moments and the spoilers, but this game is still worth a good playthrough. Mm-hmm. Granted, you need a lot of time to play it, but I really think it's worth it. You know what I mean? There's several points where we was like, God, this is ridiculous. But just looking back and thinking about how we went right now, I really like this game. I don't know if I like it more than the first one, but I'm willing to rate it higher than I originally was going to. Because we talked about it before that one scene with Ellie and Abby, when Abby just walked off after fighting her. I had said I was going to do it a 9 before that. And because of that, I was dropping it.
Yeah, see, I thought the game should have been over right there, and I still kind of feel that way.
Yeah. I'm not mad at the ending now.
No, I'm not either. It wasn't the ending I was expecting, but it's a satisfying ending to me. Mm-hmm. That Joel got his peace of mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If that's the way you got to send that man off,
I'm fine with it.
I'm fine. You know? So if we're going to rank it out of 10, before I said 8.
Yeah.
After this, I'm either going for a 9 or a 9.5.
I'm giving it a 9.5. And that's pretty much the same rating I would have given The Last of Us Part 1. And I also said originally it wasn't even in my top 10. Now it's definitely in my top 10. I don't know if it's top 5. I don't know, because
it has everything, dude. Like, it has, like, there's certain moments where you're on the fucking edge of your seat.
There's moments where you want to fucking cry. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, that's the only reason why I don't feel like it's higher than Last of Us 1, because I actually cried in The Last of Us Part 1. And I feel like I might have cried if I'd have, like, I don't know, in certain situations. I don't know. Maybe just how I was feeling that day. I feel like if I'd have been, like, in a different state, I probably would have cried.
Well, something like, it's so fucking hard to say goodbye to Joel, dude. Like, even talking about the very end fucking churns my stomach right now. Like, really
bro, the scene where she was running and, like, searching for him, he's just screaming, like, bro, that fucking hurt to listen to. Like, Joel is such a real ass motherfucker. Like, it's a 9.5.
Because you remember, we had to search his fucking house.
God damn, bro.
And you pick up one of his guns.
You pick up his gun, you pick up his watch, you find his jacket, you find his fucking bag. He had a drawing of you. Like he made guitars. He had all this huge setup.
That house was fucking Joel.
It was Joel as fuck, dude.
Describe Joel like that.
And, like, that was another thing we said about attention to detail. The man had a fucking pot of water on a heater that he was heating up so he could take a bath. Mm-hmm. Like, he had to have done that right. Like, or maybe it was like he was going to do it when he got back and he never got a chance to do it because it was full and it was sitting on his thing and it just... God,
Daddy had that book of dinosaurs I played with the...
Yeah, and you didn't even know that yet. But this game is definitely worth the play. Even if, for whatever reason, you never played this game and you just went through and listened to us, there's so much we didn't cover.
There's so much.
And like we've been talking for almost an hour. There's so much to cover. This game is amazing. Definitely check it out. Again, it's a 9.5 out of 10. Like, it's almost a perfect game, honestly. Like, if certain things hadn't happened, like we talked about, I probably would have given it a 10. But it's definitely. I haven't really played many games this year, so I don't have anything to compare it to. But it's definitely the best game I've played this year.
Yeah, definitely. And I would say this is probably going to my top 10 as well.
Exactly.
It's fucking phenomenal. It really is.
Like, definitely go back and play it.
And if you can't, if you're not gonna play it, go and watch the fucking walkthrough of it.
Yeah, it'll take a while, but like you can see all the extra stuff that they put into it. Just look at the fucking detail, man.
You'll see like little Easter eggs, like they had a fucking PS3.
They had Jack and Daxter. Oh, bro, it's such a beautiful game.
But guys, go play the fucking game. That's the only thing I got to play. Play the fucking game.
We're not doing it enough justice. I promise you, we're not. I can tell you how beautiful it is. It's a whole different thing to fucking play it. Bro, Ellie played Take On Me with a guitar from Dina. We didn't even get a chance to talk about that shit, but that was. I don't ever want to hear Take On Me not sung by her right now. Like, I love Take On Me, but like, just like, I've never heard it acoustically, and like, it just sounded so beautiful, dude. But play the game. I'm not gonna say it again. Just do it. That's it for us, y'all. If y'all have anything y'all want us to check out again, let us know. Shout out to Steven and Lazy Gamer. Check them out. Subscribe to them. Anything else you want to say to people?
Yeah, guys, we're at 302 subs now, so fucking thank y'all. Y'all kick
Thank
ass.
y'all so much, guys.
And again, thank you, Steven, for reaching out. Go check out their website. They have they're on all social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit.
And if there's like a game you want us to talk about specifically, or you want us to play through if we hadn't played it, drop it. We'll play it if we can. We got a PS4, so just let us know. Like if it's something Xbox exclusive, we might find a way to do it eventually. But for now, as long as it's something we can do on the PS4, we'll try it. But that's it for us, y'all. So deuces.
If I ever were to lose you, I'd surely lose myself. Everything I have found here, I'm not found by myself. Try and sometimes you'll succeed to make this man of me. All my stolen missing parts I've no need for any more, 'cause I believe, 'cause I can see our future days of you and me.